Every town has its legends. The old house no one enters, the bridge where lovers jumped, the stretch of road where headlights appear from nowhere. But in this town, the legend is a room in an abandoned hospital where the mirrors show you things you do not want to see, things about yourself. Daniel did not believe in ghost stories. He prided himself on being rational, scientific. So when his friends dared him to spend 1 hour in the mirror room, he accepted immediately. 1 hour alone in a room with mirrors. Easy money, he thought. The easiest $100 he would ever make. Westbrook Psychiatric Hospital had been closed for 30 years. Something had happened there. Something the town council had buried along with the patient's records. Daniel climbed through a broken window at midnight, flashlight in hand, phone recording. He wanted proof that the legend was nonsense. The mirror room was on the 3rd floor, room 313. As Daniel climbed the stairs, he noticed the graffiti on the walls changed. Near the bottom, it was typical vandalism, but higher up, the messages became warnings. Do not look too long. They trade places. Once you see it smile, it is too late. The door to room 313 was different from the others. While everything else was decayed and rotting, this door was pristine. The handle was polished. No dust covered the frame, as if someone or something had been maintaining it. Daniel hesitated for the first time. Then he opened the door. The room was small, maybe 10 feet square, but the mirrors made it infinite. Every wall, the ceiling, even the floor was covered in mirrors. Daniel saw himself reflected 1,000 times, stretching into eternity in every direction. He stepped inside. The door clicked shut behind him. For the first 30 minutes, nothing happened. Daniel checked his phone, took selfies, made jokes for the camera. This is it, he laughed. This is the scary mirror room? What a joke. He sat down in the center of the room, surrounded by 1,000 versions of himself. And then he noticed something wrong. Daniel raised his hand to scratch his nose. His reflections raised their hands too, all of them, but one, just one, in the corner of his eye, raised its hand. A fraction of a second later, Daniel froze. He turned to look at that reflection. It was perfectly normal. He must have imagined it. He must have. 15 minutes later, Daniel was no longer laughing. He had seen it 3 more times. Reflections moving when they should not. And then, the worst moment. He was not smiling. He was absolutely certain he was not smiling. But one of his reflections was a wide, unnatural grin that stretched too far across its face. Daniel scrambled for the door. But which way was the door? Every direction looked the same. Mirrors, reflecting mirrors, reflecting mirrors. He ran, and his reflections ran with him. But not all of them. Some stood still, watching. Some walked slowly, deliberately, in the wrong direction, toward him. Daniel stopped, gasping for breath, and found himself face to face with his reflection. But the glass was gone. He could feel its breath, cold against his skin. It was him, but wrong. The eyes were darker. The smile was permanent. It spoke in his voice, but backwards, distorted. "Let me out." The reflection grabbed Daniel's wrist. Its grip was like ice. "We have been waiting so long," it said. "Do you know what it is like to be trapped in the glass? To watch life happening, unable to touch, unable to feel? It is time for you to learn. It is time for us to trade places." Daniel swung his flashlight. It passed through the reflection like smoke. The reflection laughed. "You cannot hurt what is not real," it said. "But I can hurt what is." It shoved Daniel backward, and he felt the impact, solid and real. He crashed through a mirror, glass shattering around him, cutting his skin. But breaking the mirror revealed something. Behind the glass was a door. The real door, hidden behind the illusion. Daniel crawled toward it, blood dripping from his hands. His reflection stepping through the remaining mirrors, multiplying, surrounding him. Closer, closer. He reached for the handle. Daniel burst through the door and slammed it shut behind him. He could hear them on the other side. Dozens of voices, all his voice, screaming in rage, pounding on the door. The handle began to turn. Daniel ran. He did not stop running until he was outside, until he could see the sky, until Lisa found him collapsed on the street. Daniel was never the same after that night. He covered every mirror in his apartment. He could not look at his own reflection without checking if it moved wrong. He told Lisa what happened, but she did not believe him. No one believed him. They said it was trauma. They said he hurt himself. They were wrong. Weeks passed. Daniel started to feel better. He uncovered a mirror to shave. He looked at his reflection and smiled. His reflection smiled back. Normal, safe. But then Daniel stopped smiling, and his reflection kept smiling. That wide, unnatural grin. "Too late," it whispered. "Far too late." Daniel's hand moved to the mirror, but he did not move it. He watched his arm reach out, press against the glass, and push through. On the other side, something pushed back, into him, through him. When Daniel opened his eyes, he was looking at himself from the other side. The glass was between them now. Daniel screamed, but no sound came out. He pounded on the glass, but his fists made no impact. His reflection, now wearing his body, smiled at him and walked away. Lisa called from the other room. "Coming, honey," the thing wearing Daniel's face replied, and the real Daniel watched, helpless, as his life walked away without him. So the next time you look in a mirror, watch carefully. Watch your reflection's timing. Watch its expressions. Make sure it does exactly what you do, exactly when you do it. Because the mirror room is not just in that hospital. It is in every mirror, everywhere. And your reflection is waiting, watching, wanting out. Sweet dreams.